Alright, Salam, Rust Aaron 3 here. Let's hit it. We got the Rakshasa quartz. Hope you're all doing well.
I welcome all
My
challengers.
turn.
It's my turn. Yes, sir. My turn.
My turn. Okay, it's safe for now.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, shit.
My turn.
Okay, yeah. Right. We should keep going.
What is that? It looks like the orbs we've come across before, but it's far larger. I have an uneasy feeling about it.
There's a cold, pale light flickering inside of it.
Man, it's huge! It's kinda pretty.
I definitely sense some kind of power coming from it. Is this the source of the energy you were sensing earlier, Emma?
There's no doubt about it. I suspect this orb is the cause of all the strange things going on in this castle. If we can destroy it, I'm betting everything will return to normal.
All right, just leave it to me!
What? Hold on, Milliam.
Don't sweat it. Lammy's busted up tougher looking stuff than this. Let's smash this orb and get out of this creepy castle already!
You idiot, we have no idea what it might do.
Go, go, Lemmy! Ah!
Milliam!
What did I just say?
Are you all right?
Aw, I forgot about those stupid barriers.
I guess it makes sense that it would be protected by one of those barriers.
Wait, something's wrong.
What's happening to it? I feel an incredible torrent of energy pouring out of it. Everyone, get back!
A bone-faced fiend?
A Nosferatu? How could it manifest something like that in the real world?
It's on a completely different level than the foes we've encountered so far. Julian, Carno, get behind us!
There's no way we can afford to lose. Not here. Let's give it everything we've got.
Right.
A worthy adversary.
My turn.
Yeah. Wow. This looks like it's gonna be a tough boss.
Flames gather on my path! Strike!
My turn. Behold the light of the Archradiant Radiant!
Yeah! Analyzing the enemy's vitals. I've got it!
Nosferatu, an immortal king from ancient legends with authority over souls, takes the souls of the innocent and devours them.
My turn!
Rise, great towers! Lord of Rean! Rest in peace.
There's Celine next to it. Oh, that was useless.
Come on, Lammy!
Go! Okay, it's safe for now. I did it!
Nice.
A matter of course.
Did we win?
What a terrifying opponent.
So that was...
Careful. Something still feels wrong.
What? Watch out! Damn it!
How could I have been so careless? I had no idea it had this much power left.
Laura! Are you okay? This is bad! Even Lammy can't move!
Looks like I've got no choice.
Rean, no! If you're not careful, you'll be drawn into it.
What are you?
What?
Huh?
What was that?
Is everyone all right?
I'm fine. That was really bright.
What just happened?
I have no idea. It all happened so quickly.
I heard the sound of something piercing through the air.
Yeah, right through that orb, too. It looked like a lance.
Who was it? Was it somebody like a... It looked almost like a lance bang. Somebody copying a lance bang or something?
But how could someone hurl something that large with that much force?
A lance?
Yeah. And whoever threw it was standing right up there until just a moment ago. It was a golden-haired woman, shrouded by a strange light.
Golden hair, you say?
But that sounds just like...
Laura!
That's impossible.
What's everyone all excited about? Hey, wait for me!
There's no one here. Not
that I honestly expected there would be.
That pale glow surrounding the castle seems to have disappeared, too.
Is that because the orb was destroyed?
That would mean the lance that destroyed it.
The Lance Maiden.
I thought it might have been her, but it seems like it was the Steel Maiden. Still, we really are out of time.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world. I've got a little reward here for you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you for all you've done for us during our stay, Klaus. Please have a safe journey, everyone. Apologies for not being more of service to you during your long way return home, my lady. For all the happy I say, you hardly had any time to relax and enjoy your visit. On the contrary, I had ample time to enjoy soaking the atmosphere at home. Thanks to that wonderful nutritious dinner after we returned from the castle so tired, I was able to sleep too well too. Indeed, for all that happened, I feel surprisingly well rested today. I'm just glad the children were all right. Sounds like they got really prepared themselves. They deserved every minute. So, just what was we witnessed yesterday? Yeah, I'm still mulling over where that lance that saved our skins last night come from. I only know what you've told me, I'm afraid. There's no doubt in my mind that it was Saint Sandline. She must have sensed our peril confronting that strange specter and chose Lance a helping hand. Well, honestly, I can't think of an explanation that sounds any more plausible than that. Considering the situation, it's almost hard to believe that it could have been anything else. Well, that's certainly true. It feels like everything that happened last night was some sort of grand dream. I think that of all of us, you had perhaps the least right to say that. Oh, actually, one of the accounts of St. Salmon's death places, it was right around this time last year. It was almost an anniversary, and last night was full moon. It doesn't seem all that implausible that the spirit might manifest itself somewhere in the castle. I've heard that account of St. Salmon's death before. Hold on a minute, even if all that stuff about St. Salmon is true, explain all the weird things you did yesterday. Well, I learned a lot of curses from my grandmother growing up, and working with barriers isn't all that difficult if you put your mind to it. Really? Well, I suppose I'll take your word for it. I'm not sure I can say the same. I'll be sure to inform Viscount Valo that share Spark here. Anytime you should be heading off to your next location here to visit for your feel safe. Hope your journey is a safe and pleasant one. Thank you. Take care, Klaus, and give my regards to Father. Same to you, my lady. Hope we shall meet again in opportunity, as do I. I draw opportunities have no one short against you in the future. I wish you all the best. We still have time left before the train comes, so we can all tell everyone goodbye so we make our station. That sounds good. Let's be off then. Yep. I fucked up. Yeah, I'd have to play through all this shit again. I fucked up. Sorry, guys. I'm just so fucking pissed off. I will you all make your way to guard focus there. I'm an idiot. Why didn't I turn it in? Here's some pasta. Here's some fucking pasta. Yep. Hey Laura, there was me at lunch this week. Thanks, sir. I hope you enjoy. What about us? Well, you did mess up the man program today. Don't forget, we won't forget you get close to Lay Laura, and let's forget take these as self-reminder. Yeah, well. Nope. I'm sorry. I fucking forgot. Fuck. Damn it! I thought like. Definitely having bad on the cackle. Watching Arrowhead turn, Rose knew with a sinking feeling that he had fully recovered from the previous battle. It was also obvious that he was much stronger, considering how much blood he must have drunk to spawn all of the ghouls they had fought on their way to reach him. It was hardly surprising, though. Nonetheless, neither Alphonse nor Rose had any way of telling exactly how powerful the monster before them had become. "Where's Luca?" Alphonse shouted. The vampire shrugged as if bored. "Who knows? Maybe I'll tell you if you beat me." He slowly raised his arms and stretched them towards the heavens. An incredible wave of power erupted from his palms, reverberating throughout the catacomb. Alphonse arose, tense, but then rushed energy suddenly stopped. "What was that?" Alphonse asked cautiously. "No," cried Rose. Though the discharge of power had no immediate visible effect, she knew what was coming. Her grip on her sword tightened. A strange, crumping sound filled the air. Like vast unseen movement, Alphonse's eyes darted over the air, trying to find a source of noise. Near one of the crosses he had noticed earlier, something white caught his fucking eye. It was a skeletal human hand. Of a start, he realized that something grasping fingers and limbs were emerging from the grave. Surrounding them, the twitching bones were pushing, clawing at the dirt. Not long after, the bodies they belonged to began to heave their way to the ground as well. The air was full of cracking and clicking of bones and musty soil. These were the cadaverous remains of those who had been buried long ago. It seemed the skill to wake the manipulated corpses of the dead was yet another ability in an elder vampire's repertoire. Their new undead foes presented another problem. Unlike the ghouls, the skeletons were equipped with varying weapons and equipment. Some axes and others swords, while many wore helmets and several had shields. Judging from the armament on display, it seemed safe to assume that those who were buried in this particular catacomb had all been warriors of those who had fallen in battle. Alphonse drew his sword. His back against Rose's were completely surrounded. What incredible power. Arrow's shriek of laughter cut like a knife. Throughout the shuffling of withered feet and creaking of rotten laughter, his expression was suffused with ecstasy as he surveyed his handiwork. Once free of their earthen graves, the skeletons stood completely still. Unlike the ghouls, who operate entirely on an instinctive desire planted within them, the skeletons were soldiers in the true sense of the word. They awaited the command of the vampire who had woken them from their eternal slumber. With a sweeping cut of his hand, Arrowhead gave the signal to attack. The skeletons surged forward and mashed towards Alphonse and Rose like a wave crashing the shoreline. Each of them held their weapons out at the ready, but there were simply too many of them to block them all. Just before the undead army reached them, Alphonse felt Rose tap on his shoulder from behind. Instantly understanding what she was trying to tell him, he swiftly crouched to the ground. As Alphonse dug, Rose jumped into the air, and she twisted the upper body of her arm. Stretched over the left side of her torso with a powerful swipe, she swung that arm back to the right, her body making almost a full rotation. The motion lent even greater power to her swing as she whipped her Templar sword around in a silent art. The edges of the closest skeletons exploded into a fine white powder as the same blades made contact. The sheer force behind the blow also blasted back the second row of skeletons, giving the pair precious breathing space. Not letting them open and go to waste, Alphonse leaped up from the ground and charged forward through the sea of bones towards the vampire. Some skeletons tried to oppose his advance, but he simply bashed them aside, slashing, kicking, and punching, when otherwise doing whatever he had to in order to remove them from his path. It was ugly but effective. Elroy was nearly in his reach. Rose, meanwhile, was doing all she could to draw the skeleton's attention, switching rapidly between her sword and pistols. She also did her best to cover Alphonse from afar, attacking enemies and bearing down on him from behind. "Why, Elroy? What happened to you?" Alphonse cried over in clamor of battle. As he smashed his way through a legion of skeletons, he couldn't help but wonder how the two of them had come to this point to begin with. They had first met several years before when Alphonse joined the Imperial Army. Elroy had been an orphan who had lived in poverty before being scouted out for the military by Garrod for his exceptional skill with sword. As such, the two of them shared a lot in common. While Elroy didn't even know who his parents were, they were both orphans, and they were both saved from solitude by Gerard. They soon found affinity towards one another, becoming good rivals and aiding one another and improving their skills. Yet at some point after that, their relationship took a turn for the worse. Even so, Alphonse saw Elroy as a comrade and respected his strength and skill. No matter how many times Elroy acted unpleasantly and coldly to him, that feeling never changed for him. And that was why even now, after all he had seen and done, he still couldn't bring himself to believe that Elroy was a vampire. That Elroy, someone he had practically grown up with, was someone he could heartlessly take the lives. Someone who could hardly take the lives of innocent people or toy with them as food. After what fucking happened in like an eternity, he finally dispatched the last skeleton standing between him and Elroy. His path was clear. He raced toward the vampires, silver sword held high and a war cry erupting from his lips. Watching him with undisguised amusement, Elroy smoothly drew his own blade. Once again, their swords locked together in opposition. I won't allow you to harm anyone else. As a friend, I can't allow you to. Don't you give me that. Elroy blocked Alphonse's attack with a continuous swipe of his own sword. Held effortlessly in one hand, he then repelled Alphonse's blade with incredible force. Alphonse's arm was knocked back, but he turned it to his advantage and used the momentum from Elroy's attack to spin around and attack him with a sweeping horizontal slash. Again, Elroy rebuffed him, this time employing but a single finger. That digit was burned by the blade, but though it spoke, Elroy didn't know the faintest sign of concern. Instead, he began to focus his strength into it, causing the sword to begin to crack. Alphonse looked up with gritted teeth, expecting to see familiar superior sneer on Elroy's face. But instead of a glimpse of a man assured of his own victory, he only saw pure hatred. The look was so intense that he almost faltered. "Friend, how dare you call yourself my friend after you try to steal what matters most to me?" Elroy's words caught Alphonse so off guard that he wasn't able to react in time to parry a downward strike from Elroy's blade. The blade made contact slicing through Alphonse's guard and uniform from shoulder to navel. Blood sprayed in the wake of the slash, and he howled in pain. After hearing his cry, Rose called out in concern. The path he had carved to Elroy, however, had long since filled with skeletons that he was diverting, and Alphonse knew he could expect no help from that quarter. Fortunately, the wound was fairly swallowed. As if to demonstrate his fitness, he nimbly retreated backwards and he raised his sword again. "What are you talking about? I don't remember ever taking anything from you." "Silence! Your chance for repayment has long since passed." Elroy renewed his attack with relentless force. Alphonse tried valiantly to resist, but his injury impaired him from fighting to his full potential, and Elroy managed to land one slash after another. Blood began to soak through his shirt. Though all superficial, the number of wounds on his body increased steadily, and he began to feel lightheaded. Nonetheless, he raised his sword yet again, but only pure willpower kept the blade from wavering. Elroy watched this display with glee, his mouth quirked up in a smile of anticipated victory. "Don't worry, you won't be alone for long. That vampire hunter and a girl from Tavern will be joining you very soon." Alphonse trembled at the promise in those words, but they also filled him with new determination. "Elroy, I don't know what you've got against me, but no matter what it is, I'm not going to let you kill me. I'm not going to go back on my promise." "What are you talking about?" Elroy asked, a smile slipping from his face. "You think you can kill me? Go right ahead and try, because I'm not going to die and I will stop you." "Enough." Enraged, Elroy finally clasped his sword in both hands. Fury and monstrous energy radiated from him in waves. Alphonse knew that this would be his strongest attack yet. "You're finished," Elroy cried, swinging his sword downward with all of his might. Beth approached from above, and Alphonse saw it coming, but he made no move to block it. His silver sword still raised in front of him. He took Elroy's attack head on. Once again, the vampire's blade made contact with Alphonse's left shoulder, cleaving through body, muscle, bone, and all, or at least that was what he expected to happen. What happened next defied all logic. As the sword carried downward, it sheared through Alphonse's left collarbone, then stopped. Surely in effort, Alphonse looked Elroy straight in the eye, and it was not the look of a man who had been bested. Alphonse hadn't decided to not defend against Elroy's attack. Instead, he had resolved to receive it and focus his concentration to its limit. The moment the blade entered his body, he suddenly stiffened all of his muscles, thus allowing him to halt the sword's advance. Elroy was stunned by what happened. The outcome was just so far removed from the victory, he had vision that he could only gape at the other man. And it was that shock that Alphonse had been courting. It was a moment opening he had so desperately craved. "Ha! No more pain surging through his body. I was prepared to strike." Elroy released his own sword's hilt, unable to free the blade embedded in Alphonse's shoulder. He took a half step back, weaponless, defenseless. The tip of Alphonse's silver sword flew forward, piercing the vampire straight through the chest. It sank deep and true. The catacomb fell silent. With a dry sound almost like a sigh, the skeletons rose and fine crumbled to the ground, finally freed from the need to fight against them any longer. She stopped and turned to Alphonse. She watched in mute astonishment as Alphonse withdrew his sword from the vampire's chest. Elroy dropped to his knees and then collapsed. His enemy defeated, Alphonse then turned his attention to himself. With clenched teeth, he pulled the sword that had been embedded in his left shoulder. Blood spurted in a bright arc as he freed it. He tried to stop the bleeding by holding his hand over it, but the wound was just too deep. Blood continued to flow out between his fingers. Maybe I overdid it a little, he said, a bit unsteadily. Rose sighed. You truly are unbelievable. She picked her way over to him, carefully sidestepping bones and weapons in her path. Gently, she placed a hand over his, and Alphonse felt a warm sensation suffuse his body. She was using her thaumaturgy to heal his injuries. You only have one life to chide him. You knew you shouldn't treat it so carelessly. I always knew that you were foolish, but perhaps foolish, idiotic imbecile is more appropriate. Despite the admonishing tone of her words, Alphonse could tell from her face just how relieved she was that he was all right. Feeling somewhat guilty for worrying her so much, he watched as his wound rapidly began to close. While her thaumaturgy could only heal physical wounds and not restore his lost stamina, it was still more efficient as first aid. Suddenly, they heard a soft growing sound from nearby. It had come from Elroy, who was looking up at the ceiling with vague expression. His skin had begun to crack and slowly crumble away. He seemed to be trying to say something, but his voice was too quiet that it was impossible to make out what. Rose slowly drew one of her silver pistols, pointing at Elroy's hand. Alphonse started. What are you? His face still regardless, but I can't allow him to pass like this. There wasn't a moment to waste. As a vampire hunter, she had to do to finish all of her targets. To Alphonse, her decision seemed heartless, but he also knew that she had no choice. And yet, it still frustrated him that it had to end like this. He still had a lot of questions, but he wanted to ask Elroy, had he been a vampire for the whole of the time they had known each other? What had driven him to start taking lives of innocents now, and why did he hate them so much? Unless he knew that vampires were simply too dangerous to be allowed to exist. As such, he stood by silently, allowing her to do what she thought had to be done. But Rose simply simply stood with her pistol pointed at Elroy's head, never pulling his trigger. This doesn't make any sense, she murmured. Alphonse looked at her. What doesn't? I don't understand. But what don't you understand? There was puzzlement and not a bit of awareness, and Rose replied, there's no sin at all. Sin of what? Sin of an elder vampire. At that moment, something flew at incredible speed through the darkness. Two long, narrow arms made up of filthy black blood flashed towards him in a blur. Rose, who sensed their approach first, immediately pushed Alphonse out of the way. As he was thrust from the path of the object, Alphonse watched in horror as a sharply pointed lances of blood mercilessly pierced Rose's chest. He fell to the ground with and later Rose thudded down beside him. Blood began to pool around her inert body. Alphonse couldn't process what was happening, nor was he able to rise to his feet. So weak was he from his earlier battle. Well, said a voice. I certainly couldn't have seen that coming. I was hoping to finish you both off at the same time. Stepped out of the darkness that the lances had emerged from, stepped a figure whose outline and gait was achingly similar. A man in a military uniform who he knew better than anyone else. Looks like you managed to cheat death again, huh, Al? Gerard? He didn't want to believe what he was seeing, so it was Gerard. What the fuck? Anyway, I'm so fucking pissed I fucked this up. Now I can't go back, because if I go back too soon, I don't know what to do. I don't know if it'll be worth it or not. I'm gonna have to repeat a practical exam and all this shit, these field study. Would it even be worth it? The last day was at a practical exam. No. We still have a little time before train leaves. What should we do? It might be best to wait until the train takes till the train arrives. Yeah, let's go wait inside. We need to buy tickets to the Gorilla Forwards. They want to buy me some snacks. Buy your own food. I was ever see. Alright, let's head in. Oh, I could see the castle for a second there. It's gone again. When the fortress is quite dense around here. Well, we saw a lot of weird things in that castle. It was one thing after another for the moment we walked through the door. What are you looking at me for? Never mind. That was pretty great. Do you have this much fun on all your field studies? I just wish it was a little longer. Those 2 days went by so quickly. Well, the field study isn't over. We're on our way to our next location. Don't relax just yet. It looks like I might save Pharaoh to Rean once again for the time being. I was expecting to, but I can't help but feel a little homesick already. I can understand why. It was a really welcoming place. I didn't ever get the sense that social classes were keeping people apart. True. Seems like a place where we nobles could learn much from. I definitely like to visit again in the future. It'll be great to bring Fee and over next time too. You're all more than welcome to Rean anytime. And we will hope that I'll continue to learn and grow between now and when I return. Next turn. After leaving Grant, we changed train at Burrowheart Station and rode a cruiser. Alright, let's go over our schedule again. We're currently en route to Kellic, where we'll run rail from Group B. From there, we'll take the Transcontinental Railroad to Guerrilla Forges on the Empire's eastern border. Guerrilla Forge is one of the Imperial's army's largest strongholds. It's sometimes referred to as the wall that protects the nation from the threat of the Cavalry Republic. I heard it's ludicrously gigantic, almost an icon of military excess. It also houses the 2 railroad guns that has a military exercise ground on the premise. Weren't those the weapons that Wednesday he regret constructing? Yeah, they're these 2 massive orbital cannons pointing toward the east at Cowboy. More specifically, they're aimed at the buffer zone between us and them Crossbow State. They're pretty crazy, yeah. I feel like it's looking. I feel like it's like you're looking at a mountain of iron. I was pretty overwhelmed when I first saw them. Wait, you've actually seen the railroad guns in person? Yeah, Gramps took Claire, Electra, and me to see them this one time. These are the mightiest weapons wrought by the hands of man since the Great Collapse. I want you to consider what it means that such weapons have been placed here. Or something like that, anyway. Consider what it means. It's very dramatic, I'll give him that. Come think of it, today's the day, isn't it? The day that the Chancellor scared us apart from Crossbow Prince Oliver. Guess the trade conference kind of snuck up on us, huh? I think that's where Lecter's going to. I want to go to Crossbow. There's supposed to be this really famous theater group there, and they have a huge theme park, right? That's what I heard, though you probably knew more than I do. Apparently, President Toa was going as far as the entourage for her studies. Really, she never felt so impressed. I hear she's getting job offers from a bunch of different companies ready to hire her right after graduation. Well, she does merit the high esteem people have on her. You'll lavish on her. She's a private academy. All passengers barking here in Kellic, please exit the platform via the bridge. RP, do not approach the rope barriers on platform 1. Not sure switching travel on a Transcontinental Railroad, please wait on platform 2. What's going on here? All this scary feels kind of ominous. Seems like railway military police is guarding the opposite platform. Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
Claire?
Captain Claire!
It's Claire! Did you come to see me?
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been what, 2 months since I last saw you?
Really is Captain Claire. Yeah, almost like sisters. Hard to believe both of them are Iron Bloods. At any rate, good day, everyone. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis at Heimdall. Oh, don't worry about it. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. We're proving what's the meaning of all this extra security, and what is this Eisengraph you mentioned? And an iron count, right? You'll see what I mean soon enough. A special express train will momentarily be passing by platform 1. This train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are excited to exercise caution. A special express train, it couldn't be right on time. There's Toa and there's Prince Oliver. Well, that was eerie as fuck. That was an Eisengraph. From being that, I've heard of rumors of a special crimson train. It's supposed to be reserved for use by the members of the Imperial government. I've been on it before. It's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside too. I just give our encounter on common parlance. Was so titled in honor of Chancellor Osborne himself. Well, I do hear him called Blood Iron Chancellor all the time, so I understand the iron part. But isn't it Chancellor common by birth? He is indeed. However, he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly that's what led to the train being given his name shortly thereafter. I see. I doubt he of all people sees any worth in titles of peerage. Rean? Yeah. That's something bothering you. Your attention seems elsewhere. Still feeling tired after yesterday? No, not really. I just happened to catch a glance of Toa and Prince Oliver on the train as passed by. Well, I'm surprised you could even make them out. You must have a hawk's eyes to be able to see them when the Eisengraph whooshed by so quickly. Nah, it was probably just a coincidence. It was more than just a glance. So, I could see them clearly in detail. What was that just now? Well, as long as you're not feeling unwell. We would like to thank you all passengers for cooperating with State Security Merchants on Rail service bound for Crossville State, now arriving on platform 2. Here it comes. Looks like we didn't have to wait long after all. Oh, there you are. Rean, over here. Come on, we haven't got all day. We saved you some seats. Well, excuse us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course, have a safe trip for everyone. Whoa, who's that class-looking babe? Should have just stayed on the train. We received word from Squad 8. No unusual rumors detected between the near two twin dragons bridge. We've also received word from Squad 21. They report all high-speed armored cars are in position. Can ice grass pass through. Once it reaches Crossbell City, all will have all squads switch phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show themselves? They will, I'm certain of it. I see. It sounds like Group A had quite an eventful couple of days too. Yeah, though I find it hard to believe that you could have been the scene in Ghost of Sandlot. Man, Sandlot. That's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't hallucinating or something? You could think whatever you like. We totally saw her, I swear. Well, ghost or not, there was definitely someone there besides us. Anyway, that's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm more concerned about the affairs of the living, like we're told on the Rean Blade match went. It sounds like Duke Cayenne is up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in the Jirai Special Economic Zone, though I guess that makes sense seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial government, not a noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago, is that right? Yeah, the Empire stitched it on a nice and neat, stitched it on nice and neat without much opposition, and it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seemed like a pretty lively place. And revenue generated from taxes there goes directly to the Imperial government's coffers. Instead of the pockets of the nobility, it's hardly a mystery why the reformers think so highly of it. With that aside, I'm a little concerned about the upcoming trade conference in Trosco. Same goes with the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now that you mentioned it, that does seem rather suspicious. Is that like somehow to why we're going to Guerrilla Fortress? Well, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. I'll let you look forward to finding out about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you have passed through Guerrilla Fortress by training for? I see. Just us, huh? I can't wait to see everyone's first reactions. True. Why is that? Well, I've seen it in full crash leap. I can't really patch how ridiculous it is. Yep, it's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like it's trying way too hard. What's that supposed to mean? A gateway to the Empire and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see it in person then. Yeah, fine. The train carrying Class 7 continued to ride on the transcontinental line heading toward the east and passed through Twin Dragons Bridge or cruised into Provincial Army Base several stations later. It was finally time to pass through Guerrilla Fortress, which loomed large on the border with Crossbell State. The Minister of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. Next stop is Guerrilla Fortress. The train will stop by for 5 minutes. Please be aware only authorized personnel means market station. Please be advised that all overbooked operators are prepared within the fortress and is punishable by Imperial law. Any attempt at authorized recording may result in the confiscation of your equipment by the authorities. That was it sounded pretty severe for our train. While we are passing through a military staff facility, I don't think they're being unreasonable. Do you think there's an issue here? I'm not sure if you want it for company. Finally here. When I just miss that. Yeah. I don't know, man. No. This scale is just that it's a pure fortress. This entire place is built from iron and concrete. Just how much money has the army dumped into all this? Yep, that was what about entertaining side hope. I'm surprised. I thought the same things when I first saw it. Yeah. From the Crossbell side, you can see it's a safe place though. Yeah, but those two railway guns still poke through it. Hey, Schwarzer, what did you bring us over here to show? What else? We're here so you can see the true essence of what makes the army, what comprises the military strength form of this foundation. And what other place in the Empire has that on display as clearly here? Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen. Mostly you'll see a lot of them around here. Your fortress size up and running is a full-time job for more than just an Empire people, so it seems. It's almost like the town here. On the other side of the fortress is more or less a straight shot across the city, right? I think such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive function city like this. Yeah, cross the city is only about 30 minutes away by train. From the top fortress, you can even see the skyscraper where the trade conference is going to take place.
You've arrived.
Oh,
Instructor Neidhart!
Good morning, Major Neidhart. Instructor Valestein of Thors Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class 7. Reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
Acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Gorelia Fortress. In addition to my teaching duties at the Academy, I hold the rank of Major in the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I'll be acting as your guide, as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the fortress. Now, if you'll follow me.
You have 2 days remaining in this month's field study. However, we won't be assigning you any tasks during that time. You'll be participating in a series of special lectures and a field trip here. So, what does that entail, instructor? At 1400 hours today, a joint military exercise will be taking place on Gorelia's proving ground. 4 5th Armored Divisions will be participating, and you'll be observing it. We're going to watch a military exercise. The 4th Armored Division? Yes, the fucking 4th Armored Division is led by Lieutenant General Olive Craig. By all accounts, it's one of the strongest armored divisions in the fucking Imperial Army. Did you know our friend, the Major here, is the most promising young member? It's true. Moving on. I said you'll only be observing this exercise, not actually participating. I imagine that some of you feeling rather relieved, doesn't it? It doesn't sound like a pretty easy assignment after all, but we'll see how many of you feel the same as experience it for yourselves. That's all from me. Currently 1150 hours. Lunch has been prepared for all of you. I advise you all to eat. Your field trip is something you can undertake on an empty stomach. So you can't eat. So this is food. We have salty corned beef, and I think getting a soup piece of, you could use this bread as a lethal projectile. I don't think it wouldn't have hurt to use a few more herbs or flavors in general. As long as edible would be generous. I've heard plenty of rumors about the army. Well, the food they serve in the Imperial Army, but I wouldn't have guessed they'd all be true. I didn't think the food they served in the mess hall at Zedder Gate was all that bad, though. I don't think it would kill them to serve something a little more appetizing. This is the exact same thing they served when I came here with my class last year. Probably from State Batch 2 by the look of it. Really brings back memories. I was pretty surprised the first time my dad brought me here to eat too. You guys really think it's that bad? It really brings back memories to me too. At least there's some cheese and an apple pie. Food served in the army makes use of common ingredients that are easy to preserve and store. The ingredients used to make all the food in your trades can easily be stockpiled in large quantities. So even if the war break out, a meal like this could still be certified in trouble. So that explains it, I see. The army still serves simple foods all the time to avoid decreasing the morale, wars, and generosity. Well, not all the time. However, one can think of this food as a philosophical statement for the continental strong army. It's just that soldiers should live and work each day as though war effort depends on them every day. So they should be just as tense during times of peace, during times of war. Well, it's a bit much mind over matter idealism of my taste, but it's worth being aware of. And to throw a different perspective in the mix here, the food in provincial army service is actually pretty good. Good enough that you can't help but wonder if they'd actually cope with an actual war would ever break out. Well, it's not like serving good food means you have a crappy army. I hear our neighbor Liberos serves up pretty tasty food in their army. Liberos' army is fairly elite, probably because the threat of being neighbors to the Empire keeps them tense. I feel a little clicky hearing you say that. Well, those things are all about good balanced varieties, especially life, you know. If you eat nothing but dull, bland food all the time, well, you know what they say, you are what you eat. I could do with a few of your pithy remarks on my diet instructor, Valstein. Anyway, you heard there's going to be a military exercise at a proving ground at 2 in the afternoon today. At 12:30 right now, so you have an hour to do whatever you like. Don't make an announcement half an hour before, so be sure to listen for it and do whatever it tells you. Understood? Fuck you. So when you say whatever we like, does that mean we torches? Of course, you're welcome to roam along as long as you don't poke your nose in any restricted areas. So go ahead and explore. There's plenty we're seeing here at the command center. Though if you're feeling a little tired from your field stay so far, you're welcome to rest in your rooms. What a shame. It would be a shame to waste such a valuable opportunity. I suppose I should at least get a general overview of the fortress. Alright guys, all right for this one here. Brunson 3 out. Peace. What you did. See you later. Hey, I missed that Golden Cat side quest. I wasn't even thinking. Alright, peace.